Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 10, National Football League. What can I say? I was flat out wrong about this one, and I know better. But I went out on a limb, thought I could test my luck. I said, Roddy White's coming back. Sean Witherspoon is coming back. They'll make a difference. So what, the Atlanta Falcons stink this year? So what, they've struggled offensively? So what, they couldn't stop a fly from landing on their forehead, even if they had a sticky trap glued to their forehead? So what? They can find a way to win this game. I decided to ignore all of the warning signs when I actually picked the Atlanta Falcons to somehow beat and upstage the Seattle Seahawks in this Week 10 matchup. Seattle Seahawks returning to the scene of the crime of last year's divisional round of the postseason to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons, who are struggling mightily this season. And so I said, it doesn't matter that the Falcons are 2-6 on the season. They've got a shot in this game. By golly, I think they can do it. What in the hell was I thinking? Somebody slap me, please. Okay? I deserve it. Really, I do. Because I decided that it was a good idea to go against Seattle. Now, yeah, they've had their struggles of late. And they almost lost to Tampa Bay a week ago at home. And 2 weeks ago, they struggled with some family business at St. Louis. Yeah, they've been a little iffy of late. So what? This is still the Seattle Seahawks. They still came into this game at 8-1. They're still playing against a battered and bruised and mentally unstable Atlanta Falcons football team. Why did I think that this was a good idea? I don't know. Stop asking. But I will say this. Seattle, for me, has my "that's how you are supposed to do it" award of the week. And for those of you who haven't seen the movie Bad Boys, there's a scene in the movie where Will Smith says to Martin Lawrence, "That's how you're supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive." Because when he's in the car with him, he usually drives slow, like a punk. It's yada, yada, yada. He thinks he drives like a girl, essentially. So, and I'm not saying that girls can't drive. But anyway, I'm saying that from now on, that's how you play on the road. That's how you're supposed to play on the road. From now on, that's how you play on the road, Seattle. You want my respect? Do that to teams on the road every week, especially when you're playing the little sisters of the poor. You play a team like Atlanta in Atlanta, you dismantle them piece by piece, part by part, and you don't allow them to assemble themselves back together. You throw that piece way over there, you take this piece and you crumble it up, you take this piece and you light it on fire. You watch it blow up and explode, and you take this piece and you toss it over there and you make sure that they can't reassemble themselves once you're done with them. And that's what you did in this game. You started out a little slow. You settled for field goals early on in the football game, which was fine. You got out to a 6-0 lead. Then the Falcons score a field goal. And I'm thinking, hey, maybe this pick that I made isn't that bad after all. It's 6-3. They're in this football game. Then you go down and you score a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 13-3, and I'm thinking, okay, Falcons are still in this game. They just got to make a few adjustments and score a touchdown. That'd be nice, but they're still in this game. Then you score another touchdown. Then you score some more points, a field goal, and then it just starts to get out of control, and then I realize, man, this Seattle Seahawks team is for real. And that's what I want to see out of you guys more. I want to see more beast mode, more Marshawn Lynch. He was an animal in this game. I want to see Russell Wilson be as effective as he was in this game. And again, I realize that the Atlanta Falcons aren't the best defense in the world, and they didn't put up a lot of resistance defensively in this game, but you went out and you took it to them. Whether it was Golden Tate or it was Doug Baldwin or it was Curse, it didn't matter. You were going up top. You were challenging their secondary. You were making things happen. Russell Wilson was able to take a lot less hits in this game. Doesn't it seem like it makes a lot of sense when you run the football with Marshawn Lynch, that everything else just lines up for you. I can never understand why the Seahawks would get away from the run, why he wouldn't have 20 or 22 carries in a given game, why they aren't using Turbin a little bit more, because I feel like those two guys are interchangeable. Use your backs, allow the running game to work for you, take that pressure off of Russell Wilson, and then allow him to fling it down the field when they start coming up trying to get nosy to stop the run. You go up top to Golden Tate. You go up top to Doug Baldwin. You go up top to Curse. And you allow them to make big plays in the passing game. And that's what happened in this game. Defensively, you dominated. You got after Matt Ryan. You made him uncomfortable. You stopped the run cold, dead in its tracks. And that's something that you didn't do a week ago against Tampa Bay. They ran all over you. So you cleaned up some things there. And yeah, again, Atlanta's not the best team rushing the football. Again, I don't care. Beat the teams that they put in front of you. And if they're not good at something, then don't let them be good at it against you in that given week. If they can't run the football, then they shouldn't be running it. Have absolutely no business running it against you. You made sure that the Falcons had no success rushing the football. You made sure that they had no success stopping you from rushing the football. And you made sure they had absolutely no success stopping Russell Wilson from throwing the football wherever he wanted to on the football field in this game. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do to bad football teams. You take them out, you take the trash out, dispose of it in the garbage disposal. And that's what you did. And I am happy to see that, because if you play like that more often, you can go ahead and punch your ticket to the Super Bowl for the NFC. Because again, you keep playing like that on the road. We know what you are at home. You keep winning like this on the road, guess what? You're going to earn home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. And you tell me who's coming in to Seattle, to the 12th man, to beat you in the postseason. Let me know when you figure it out. I'll give you a second to ponder that. Nobody's going into Seattle to beat you. So it's in your best interest to keep playing like this on the road if you are Seattle. Conversely, you look at the Atlanta Falcons. I don't really have a lot to say to you. I mean, you didn't show up in this game. You got Roddy White back. Who cares? That's what it seemed like. Seattle definitely didn't care. You got Sean Witherspoon back. Crickets is what that was. And you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback. Hey, how's that John Abraham for OCU Manure swap working out for you? I saw John Abraham yesterday in Arizona. He had 3 sacks. How many did OC have for you? None? Oh, wow. Go figure. Who would have thought that would have happened? I mean, John got you double-digit sacks last season. OC got 6. I didn't see the trade-off there. I didn't see where you were making a upward move. If anything, it was a lateral move, and I'm much more inclined to stay with the stuff that I know, okay? I love to go with the evil I know than the evil I don't know. And so you traded out some used stuff from somewhere else for the used stuff that you knew worked. You got a limit. It's okay. You learned from your lessons. Now you got to learn the hard way, and you got to pay the price. So you're not getting pressure on the quarterback. You can't run the football. That Steven Jackson move was supposed to put you over the top. Without Julio Jones, without this passing game working in unison with this run game can't stand alone. Okay, so Jaquiz Rodgers and Steven Jackson mean absolutely nothing to you when Julio Jones, Roddy White, and Tony Gonzalez and Harry Douglas and all of those guys aren't getting it going in the passing game. All of that other stuff means nothing. If your passing game isn't elite and dynamic like it was a season ago, you can't run the football. And so those two things go hand in hand. The passing game sets up the run for you. In most instances, the run game sets up the pass, but in your case, the run game is set up by the pass, and you're not passing the ball that well because your offensive line isn't better. You let go of Tyson Clabo and inserted Lamar Holmes. He stinks. And then you've got issues. No Julio Jones, Roddy White has been out for the majority of the season. You're struggling. And you're not a good football team. Defensively, that's my biggest issue with this team is how bad you are defensively. Because, yeah, you fell from grace offensively, but you can understand with some of the injuries you're dealing with. But defensively, you can't stop anybody from doing anything. And that's disheartening. It really is. Couple of injuries here, a couple of injuries there. But for the most part, this is just a team that's not good on the defensive side of the football. and offensively you're not getting it done. You're not scoring enough points. This is just a bad football team. This is a nightmare that you want to hurry up and wake up from. Problem is, there's still 7 weeks to go in this nightmare called the Atlanta Falcons season. And I don't know when you're going to wake up, but you can't get this season over fast enough if you're the Atlanta Falcons. That was a pathetic showing. Seahawks get it done 33-10, take their record to 9-1. I think you're going on a bye week now, if I'm not mistaken. Well deserved. If you're the Atlanta Falcons, you're now 2-7 on the season. And I just don't know when this gets any better. And the bad part about this is you don't even get to reap the benefits of being garbage. You don't have a first-round pick, so being bad doesn't do you any good. You get where that's going? Man, sucks to be an Atlanta Falcons fan right now. But hey, it's okay. It's cool, though. Just saying. So that's going to do it for this installment of In the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me here on the program. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Thank you for joining me. I've got many more games to break down in week number 10. So come back and join me as I continue to break down the slate from week 10 in the National Football League.